Here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in Foldy Square today, Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. Now, later in the day, Sean Combs, Diddy, Cuff Daddy, will be in the Southern District of New York Courthouse, and we'll be covering it at 2 p.m. But there's many cases to cover before that, including one in the building right behind me, 40 Foldy. But first, yesterday, just over here, in 80 Center Street, we attended the press conference by Alvin Bragg and Jessica Tisch, the new NYPD commissioner, about the indictment in New York of Luigi Mangione for first-degree murder this time. They ramped it up with the inclusion of a terrorism charge. And they say that tomorrow in Pennsylvania it's possible that he'll waive extradition and be brought forthwith, whether that will mean Thursday or Friday, if he does waive it. If he doesn't waive it, they say Kathy Hochul is ready to give Josh Shapiro the request for extradition. In any event, we're going to be covering that trial down here. It's been ramped up with this terrorism charge. Some are saying that it could be federalized. But right now there's no U.S. attorney, and there's an acting U.S. attorney, Mr. Kim, who started signing or having his signature block at the bottom of various files. But I'm expecting it to be in 100 Center, and we'll be covering it all the way. Now, speaking of New York City politics, Eric Adams yesterday suffered. That's the second day in a row of big blows. The first one was the other day, the disqualification from matching funds that looks to be permanent, or at least we haven't heard about the appeal yet. Then yesterday, two blows, one after another, by Judge Ho in the building behind me, 40 Foldy Square. First denying his motion to dismiss the Turkish bribery count, and then denying his attempt to, seems he should have maybe gotten this one, to move up the trial from April 21st to April 1st. He says to facilitate his run for re-election. This was also denied. This was followed late in the day by a letter by Alex Spiro, the attorney for Eric Adams, also the attorney for Jay-Z in the Sean Combs matter, but I digress, saying that he's going to be out of town on Friday on another matter, pressing business, Houston, Buzbee, and that the Friday conference in Eric Adams should be put off into January. I feel that Judge Ho will probably grant that. There are judges. There was another case that I'm following where they asked at the last minute to cancel something because the defendant, who's incarcerated, changed lawyers, and they were like, denied, you got to come in, and yesterday it was held. So there is some precedent. There is a practice of denying requests last minute in particular for adjournments. But in this case, I think the prosecutors have said they don't mind adjournment, but they don't want it to be telephonic. They want to have it be in person with the big man, Eric Adams, there. Now, on the UN beat, there's been no answer from the UN to our questions about their filing here in the Southern District for the total impunity and immunity of UNRWA for the October 7th, their role in it. But there's also been no answer to our pretty detailed scoop about malfeasance and corruption in the UN Office of the High Commissioner of Human Rights under Volker Turk, including people unqualified, people lying on their resume, people hiring their own relatives and loved ones, near and dear. So that's a bad one, and that's something that one's hoping in 2025 it's time to drain the swamp of the United Nations, including ending its censorship. In any event, we're going in now to cover a case in 40 Foldy. Inner City Press, to be continued.